Hello and welcome to Business ABC with Amar Mirza. I'm your host and delighted to be here again, providing you with all of the advice, support and guidance to help you think about starting a business, but more importantly, how to take your business idea and execute it. So today, we're going to be talking about business planning. So you've got your idea. Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? What are the steps that you need to take to validate that idea? So what we're going to take you through are 3 steps. The first one, the plan itself. What are the key components? What do you need to consider? The second one, how do you validate that plan? How do you test it? How do you identify whether there's a customer or a market there for you? So what I want to talk about is, as an investor, as a significant investor, when somebody comes to me with an idea and a pitch or their plan, what type of things do I need to consider? And these are the things, because if someone's prepared to invest in you and your business, well, clearly you must have something. And clearly you must be doing something right for people to invest. So what I want to talk you through are, first and foremost, the components of a business plan. So you've got an idea. Okay, now what you need to do is think about your customers, your customer segment. You heard me talk about desirability. What does that mean? Well, quite simply, is there a market? Is there a customer who's going to buy your product or service? Right? So for example, there are good ideas where somebody's gone, right, I'm going to sell something in Pakistan. And it's not something that we have ever been interested in. It might be something very Western. It might be uncooked meats. It might be from a food perspective, maybe cheese, whatever it is. The point is just because somebody's got an idea and they've got the money doesn't mean that it's a good idea and that it's going to bring them a return. So what can you do? You can take your product or service, do some market research, talk to people, understand what are their buying habits. The best businesses either fix something or they make them better. So just think that through. The best businesses fix something or they make that better. So if you think about when we went from a donkey to a rickshaw, to a super fast train, to an aeroplane, every single one of these transports is taking you somewhere quicker, faster, cheaper, is what it was. And they're the 3 components of a good business. Is it time, cost, or quality? So all of these things you need to think about in your business plan. Market research, most important thing. So I now want to talk to you about something incredibly important and quite serious. Something that when we have an idea and a plan, we don't necessarily consider. Failings. Where do people go wrong? So all of the time, people come to me with their business plans, their investor decks, and I look at them. And the number one biggest issue, and I've mentioned this several times, is there is no market. You haven't done any market research. And the amount of businesses that actually who are successful here, they start from making rickshaws or they make refrigerators and they move from rickshaws to making toys. What do they know about toys, right? Is the thing. And they go, well, we're really good at this. We can be good at that. Well, you can't be good at everything. That's the most important thing. So identify your own strengths and validate your business idea. Validate the customers who want it. That's critical. Second part, from an investment perspective, is not having enough money or not having any money. The amount of people who will go, all right, I've got this idea. How do I do this idea? How do I take it forward? Remember, when I keep saying that the best businesses fix something or make something better. So always keep that in mind. And they add value. What does that mean? Well, they help the person that you're trying to sell something to. So, what other type of things? I've seen so many businesses fail where they haven't had the right people or the right support. The single best bit of advice I can give you is get the best bit of advice you can access. And that's why I'm sat here trying to help you navigate all of these maze that exists when it comes to business and business support. So, where else do business plans fail? When they haven't thought through the environment. Now think about this for 1 second, just for 1 second, think about this. How many people expected COVID, right? This pandemic. Everything closed down, no one was allowed to do anything. And how many people do you think, since COVID, now that the world has opened back up, are thinking about COVID, or thinking that another COVID could happen? Let me tell you, only 10% out of all of the businesses that exist are resilient, or they're prepared for a future shock. So be prepared is the number one tip, and be resilient. So thinking about common mistakes when it comes to business. Well, you've heard me mention planning, you've heard me mention money, you've heard me mention about team and advice. But one of the things is your personal passion, resilience. What drives you? What is your super strength? What makes you get out of bed in the morning? What keeps you awake at night? Whatever your business idea, make sure that you will invest in it personally, first and foremost. And then get all of the support that you can. Doing things in a vacuum all by yourself is lonely, and running a business is incredibly lonely. It's very, very hard. But let me tell you, the reward commensurates the risk, is better than the risk. And the only time we get the biggest rewards is where we take those risks, where we feel uncomfortable. So get out of your comfort zone. Grow is a critical part of any and every business. So welcome to this session on planning. In the first two elements, I talked about the importance of a business plan, what you need to consider within your business plan, and just to recap, but also share with you the most critical success factors of your business plan. And the most important thing about your business plan is that it's yours. You haven't just taken somebody else's, cut and paste. It needs to be authentic. It needs to be convincing, and it needs to be realistic. They're the three things that you need to consider. And just to run through, so what you're doing by developing your business plan is you're developing your own roadmap. This is my actions that I'm going to take over the next month, over the next year, over the next 3 years. And by planning and writing down who your customers are, what you're going to sell to them, how you're going to sell to them, how much it's going to cost, and considering all of the elements about this will help you develop and deliver a successful business plan. And planning generally, so let me just talk a little bit about myself. Right? Every single hour of every single day is planned. Why? Because routine sets us free, right? So if you've got your idea and you want to develop your business, don't just start going, I'm going to do this everywhere, this time, that time, let's go here, let's go there. Before you know it, you've wasted months, years, and not executed your idea. So developing a personal plan is equally important as developing a professional or a business plan. So what I do is I wake up 4 a.m. every morning. I then plan the rest of my day, evaluate it, do the big thing in regards to work for an hour. I then train, and by that time, the family wakes up. And then the rest of the day is scheduled round about 20-minute slots. So there's a particular technique called the Pomodoro technique when it comes to planning. That's where you can concentrate, you can focus for about 20 minutes. TEDx, these programs, why are we segmenting them 18 to 20 minutes? Because that's the attention span. So if you can chop up and think about your day in these slots when it comes to business and activities and who you're going to talk to, why you're going to talk to them, get planning. So throughout the day, make sure you have targets, without your measurement. If you can't measure it, you can't do it. If you can't measure it, you can't manage it. If you can't manage it, you can never realize when it's done. So think about how long you're going to develop your business plan for. Think about how many people you need to go and talk to, and for how long. Think about those success factors. So, for example, our company target, we started off by attracting 2,000 customers in the first 6 months. That was our target. How did we achieve it? By effective planning. So, just to briefly recap, the whole point around planning, write it down, stick to it, and evaluate it. Where it doesn't work, your business plan, the most successful businesses, they're agile, they're responsive. When something happens, they react. They don't just rigidly keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. So agility is key. And personally, have a personal plan, have some ambitions. Top 3 ambitions: health, wealth, happiness. Think about that. What are your goals? Why do you want to start your business? And what do you want to succeed? Keep following and keep watching us here only on South Asia Global TV.